Why am I doing this again? Oh, right, cause it's free. This is Written in the Sky. Apparently it's some free visual novel thingy that popped up on Steam. And, whatever. I thought it would be a good laugh or something. But apparently it's one of those kind of visual novels. So in order to keep this family friendly for this channel and all, I'm just gonna disable it. So let's see what this is up. 10 minutes. Just 10 more minutes. I eyed the clock anxiously, awaiting the moment every student in the classroom yearned for. Forward save those settings. Okay. Just another 10 minutes and I'll be free of this prison. A handful of other students followed my example, watching every second tick by as we awaited the end of another school day. Time seemed to slow down the closer we got. The teacher's voice became more tired and drawn out, and every moment became agony until at last. Right, class, that's it for today. Proving to be as unmotivated as the rest of us, our teacher concluded the lesson with time to spare. That clock has no hands. Early mark, heck yeah. Please take down whatever notes you need for the... Zor, what are you doing? Before the teacher could finish speaking, I had stuffed my belongings into my school bag and jumped up from my seat. Oh, sorry, we're a little girl. Goodbye, sensei. Ahaha, that was rude of me. How could I leave the classroom without saying goodbye to our teacher? I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem is more you left when you weren't supposed to. Zor, that's not what Before a sensei could lecture me, I dashed out of the classroom with the kind of grace and elegance one would expect from it. Okay. If that's 18 years old, then I'll eat a sock. Really now, trying to chain me to that boring classroom. What kind of life is that? Life is for living or study when I'm dead. That made no sense. Oh, mouse wheel moves backward. I got it. I skipped gleefully down the hallway, ignoring Sensei's aggravated shouts, and headed straight for the front entrance. Watch your steps, it says. As disheartening as it may sound, this is pretty much a normal day at school for me. Pay as little attention as possible, sneak out of class at every opportunity, and leave the second our teacher puts his chalk down. For someone serious about their studies, such a lifestyle would seem blasphemous. Conversely, anybody interested in club activities or spending time with their friends would consider it a waste. But not me. My only regret is that I can't leave class any sooner or not attend to begin with. Because the truth is, I can't stand this place. What a day. I was asleep in class more often than I was awake, and I'm pretty sure I didn't learn a thing. Papa would be pissed if he knew. After returning home from school, I buried my head in my pillow, immediately reflecting on my actions. Though I had no problem leaving class early or skipping class, my father was another matter altogether. I shuddered at the thought of what my father might do if the school rang him. Having an ace detective for a father isn't as much fun as everyone thinks. He has an innate ability to sense when I'm hiding something from him, and his interrogations are never by the book. I'm no expert in legal studies, but I'm pretty sure tickling me into submission is a violation of the Geneva Convention. Okay. As I sighed deeply over my own fate, I glanced around the room for some way to kill the time before my father returned. Unfortunately, unlike most girls my age, I don't have any interest in fashion or TV dramas or boys or anything considered girly. Worse, as easy as life would be if I were a tomboy, I have no interest in sports or video games either. All I'm interested in is playing hooky. The only recreational activity I ever indulge in is the detective training my father has mandated since I was a little girl. Really, Papa, this is all your fault. What kind of father teaches his only daughter about useless junk like that? Even if I did want to be a detective, he could have at least waited until I was out of diapers. If only Mama was still here to keep him in line. My mother left us when I was still a toddler, shot by someone with a grudge against my father. Her parents, my grandparents, offered to take me in, but my father stubbornly refused, insisting that he would take care of me. Unfortunately, his fatherly duty ended there. Always occupied by work, he left me at home alone on a daily basis, leaving me to more or less fend for myself. The only time we ever spent together was his mandatory detective training or when I got in trouble at school. Needless to say, the latter became a habit. It's not that I have a problem with learning. If the subject is interesting, then I'm happy to pay full attention. But every day it's just the same boring, useless junk. Really, the way things are going, I'd be better off. I shook my head as negative thoughts began to cloud my mind. Living such an uneventful life, I often found myself thinking things I shouldn't. I contemplated leaving home, quitting school, or just doing something terrible so Papa would have no choice but to watch over me. Even though I knew such thoughts were bad, with a life as meaningless as mine, I had no reason not to think that way. After all, what is the point on living a life without meaning? An early mark from school, and how do I use it? I really need some excitement in my life. As darkness began to fall over the city, a solitary figure stalked the night. They walked up and down the street, looking for an artifact long forgotten. A valuable artifact of enormous value, exceeded only by its power. But no matter how long they searched, the artifact eluded them. Not here either. I know it's around here somewhere. Many years had been spent tracking the valuable item down, but only now was the search reaching its conclusion. After so many hunters reached their demise seeking the relic, only its true owner, the one person unable to use it, has proven capable. After so many years of searching, praying that nobody would beat me to it, I shall once again take possession of that which is rightfully mine. You know, I should probably give this lady an accent or something interesting, since I'm being monotonous and everything else. Well, she could be the one excitable person in this whole thing. I guess that works. Tonight, I shall take to the stars once more. Oh yeah, that fits. Okay. Let's go with that. As another day drearily passed me by, I found myself pacing around the house, waiting for my father's imminent return. The music indicates something dramatic. I wasn't in a hurry to see him. In fact, if possible, I hoped to spend the night without facing his incessant questioning. But a part of me craved the interaction, any FaceTime my father might offer, and I knew I'd have to face the music sooner or later. Jeez, I've been through this countless times, but facing Papa still makes me nervous. I guess there's a reason he's so good at his job. Playing nice cop won't always cut it. As I mulled those carefree thoughts, I could hear the sound of a key unlocking the front door. Welcome back, Papa. Faced with my enthusiastic greeting, my father only stared at me silently. He placed his coat and suitcase on the kitchen table, loosened his tie, and let out a weary sigh. Hard day at work. When is it not? My father turned to face me. His voice sounded relaxed, but knowing my father, it was merely the calm before the storm. Of course, it would be easier if I didn't keep fielding phone calls from your school. Honestly, you snuck out of class again? What have I told you about disrespecting your teachers, huh? In a split second, he jumped from a relaxed tone to interrogator mode, where there is no difference between the two because I am a lazy voice actor. Hey, it's not like that. Oh, then what was it like? Class was already over. The bell was just about to ring. Where did my glasses go? Yeah, or you can just go to your room and think about what you've done. Papa, now. Without putting up a fight, I headed straight to my room and slumped down on my bed. I had no desire to further enrage my father, and I knew that the longer we spoke, the more information he would extract from me. So if my sentence was to be a night cooped up in my room, then I consider it a light punishment. Not that it really matters. I already ate dinner before Papa came home, and I have nothing interesting to do anyway. Whether I'm in my bedroom, the living room, or the kitchen, it doesn't change the fact that I'm bored out of my mind. The only upside to being sent to my room is I know how to sneak out. Having escaped from my room, I quickly left earshot of my house. I headed down the street, going in the opposite direction of my school, and aimlessly strode through the night. Ooh, much better. I hate being cooped up in that house almost as much as I hate being stuck in school. It's different if I have something to pass the time, like a good book to read or a new crime documentary to watch. But the other 99% of the time, sleep is the only thing I look forward to. While silently complaining to myself, I lost track of how far and for how long I have been walking. I crossed countless roads all unfamiliar to me and wound up in a part of town I had never visited before. Oh no, this can't be happening. I got lost in my thoughts and forgot to watch where I was going. Worse, I didn't bring my mobile phone, so I can't call Papa for help. It's not like I'm 18 years old and I can just find my own way back. It's not like I can just retrace my steps or something. All I can do is sit here and panic, I guess. Actually, that part might be for the best. If I rang Papa now, I'll not only be scolded for leaving class early, but also for sneaking out of the house, and worst of all, for getting lost. Because according to Papa, a good detective is always mindful of the surroundings, so getting lost is... that's it. As the training my father put me through bubbled through the surface, I combed through my short-term memory, mapping out a path back home. I worked backwards through every intersection, every park, every vacant lot along the way. I never thought that extensive regime my father put me through would ever come in handy. Or, you could be a normal person and do that anyway. I thought it was all just useless information, completely bereft of any practical application. But now, in my hour of need, I wish I'd paid more attention. I tried my best to recall the path I took, but as I was deep in thought at the time, I hadn't paid attention in the slightest. This is bad. I'm just getting myself more and more lost. I probably crossed over into another city by now. I better call J.J. Abrams. He can make a film, a TV series about me. If I don't find a payphone or something to ask for directions, then... Just as I began to feel desperate, a shadowy figure emerged before me. I couldn't see their face due to the darkness and how far away they were, but nonetheless I had found someone. Finally, I'm saved. Hey! As soon as I called out, the shadowy figure ran in the opposite direction. Oh no, you don't. I chased after the mysterious person, paying no heed to the circumstances surrounding us. Even when I seemed dangerous, shouting out to a complete stranger in the middle of the night, I truly needed their help. I don't care if they think I'm a rapist or an axe-murderer or whatever. The sun will start to come up soon. I need to find my way home ASAP. When chasing after the figure didn't work, I decided to take a more stealthy approach. Using my father's detective training once again, I stalked my target, keeping my distance and waiting in the shadows. My father is actually Solid Snake. And surely enough, after not catching a glimpse of me for a while, the figure let their guard down. Phew! That was close. The target breathed a sigh of relief, but moments later, they appeared to be overcome by wonder. Wait a second, this is... They moved towards the platform in the middle of the warehouse we had wandered into. Though conspicuous and obviously suspicious, the platform had a certain allure, like it was holding a sacred treasure. It is! I finally found it! I need to call HQ immediately. Without wasting a moment, the figure ran outside, either excited or desperate after their interesting find. Now, this is quite the bind. I know I should chase after them. I should find my way home before father realizes I'm missing, but despite knowing better, I walked straight up to the platform. Sitting on the platform was a box, a small square black box with strange characters all over it. Whoa, what language is this? It looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. I picked up the box in one hand and opened it with the other, and inside I found a ring? Inside was a ring engraved with characters similar to those on the box itself. A gold ring, big enough to fit on the finger of a full-grown man, yet slim and smooth enough that a woman might wear it. That's kind of a letdown. Now all I can do is take this to Mount Doom. The ring is obviously too big for me, and even if it wasn't, I'm not really into jewelry. Then again, it would be a waste not to try it on. Despite the obvious difference in size between my finger and the ring, I slipped it onto my left ring finger. Azor-chan gets to be a bride after all. I wonder if Papa will buy me a wedding present. Are you saying you want to marry your Okay, moving on. As those carefree thoughts floated through my mind, I remembered something important. Papa. I completely forgot about finding my way back home. Finally setting my priorities straight, I began to pull the ring off my finger. As much fun as this has been, I really need to get home already. However, as soon as I touched the ring with my other hand... that actually jump-scared me. A little. What the heck? Uh-oh. This is bad. This is really, really bad. I only wanted to try the ring on, but now I'm a thief. I looked down at my ring finger and the glowing ring adorning it. And how is it that the ring now fits me perfectly? I don't remember having such chubby fingers. That light too. Why did the ring flash like that? I'm so confused. Despite my complicated feelings and muddled thoughts, I kept running. This has to be a dream. Nothing this bizarre could happen in real life. When I wake up tomorrow morning, everything will be back to normal. Left alone in a warehouse devoid of human life, a single being strode through the darkness. Tracing their fingers along a box wrapped in alien writings, they breathe a sigh of both relief and frustration. To think that a human would lay their hands on the ring before I did, and a young girl at that. I was so close, and yet... The being suddenly clenched their fists and smashed the alien box to pieces. All of that time and effort, all of those lives lost. I can't afford to let that ring fall into the wrong hands now. If that human girl refuses to hand over the ring, then I will have to take care of her personally. Ominous. After a long night patrolling the city and an even longer morning trying to find my way back home, I finally took refuge in the warmth of my own bed. I slipped off my shoes, removed my glasses, let my hair down, and finally... You've got to be kidding me. Granted a reprieve. Is that how you spell it? Reprieve. From the monotony of my usual daily life, I dragged my heels even more than usual as I walked to school. Lethargy is by no means a feeling I rarely exhibit. In fact, not a day goes by where I don't feel that way while walking to school. But on this morning, the source of my dismay was anything but normal. A weird ring on my finger which randomly starts glowing. My father getting angry at me for leaving class early. A night with zero sleep after wandering around town all night. And to top it off, I have this strange feeling I'm being watched as a sprite out of the corner of the screen. I looked down at the ring on my finger, curious to see if the pattern thus far held true. Surely enough, as it has done all morning, every time I felt like I was being watched, the ring started to glow. Finding out that I have fat fingers was one thing, but this random glowing could be really problematic. Sensei is definitely going to notice, and worse, it's on my ring finger. If he calls Papa, then... Despite my melancholy, I quickly turned around as I felt the odd sensation once more. This is getting really weird. Is sleep deprivation causing my mind to play tricks on me? I didn't want to consider it, but maybe I should skip class and take a nap. Papa won't like it, assuming he finds out, but I'll only get in more trouble if I fall asleep in class. Besides, this level of paranoia can be healthy. As Azor completed the final leg of her morning journey, her stalker emerged from the shadows. So close, and yet I still can't get my hands on it. But I'll have plenty of opportunities from here on out. Once the human girl goes to the child containment center they call school, she won't be able to escape. And once I get my hands on that ring, this universe will never be the same again. Ho 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 ho. After wandering around the school a while, I eventually located an empty classroom. It appeared to be the classroom reserved for club activities of some sort, or perhaps simply due for cleaning as the desks had all been removed. Whatever the case, I would soon put that empty space to good use. Now this is more like it. Resting on the floor, lapping up the sun's rays, I kind of feel like a cat. From a bride to a cat. A bride wearing cat ears instead of a wedding veil, drinking milk instead of champagne. That sounds much better to me. Yes, meow, I do, meow. Now take me back home, meow, I need to cough up a fur ball. Once I actually heard myself say that out loud, a furious blush came over my face. That was definitely the sleep deprivation talking. Without further delay, bright red from ear to ear, I removed my glasses and put my head on the ground. At least get something to support your head, man. Sleeping on the floor is uncomfortable. As I lay in the warm sun, not at all deterred by the hard surface beneath me, I slept both long and well. My fatigue from last night vanished without a trace, replaced by the energy and enthusiasm I so desperately needed. Man, I needed that. There's nothing like a good night's rest can't cure, or a good day's rest in this case. I should do this more often. Filled with such carefree thoughts, I slowly adjusted to the light surrounding me, but no sooner had I done so than reality hit me. Oh no, how long was I asleep? It's already starting to get dark outside. I must have slept the whole day away. This is bad. I can't believe it's already dark outside. Just how late is it? Oh, it's not that late. It just looks that way because my spaceship is blocking out most of the sun's rays. Ah, I see. That explains it. Eh? Your spaceship? What the heck are you talking about? I'm talking about my spaceship. That's what you humans call them, right? I'm not getting the terminology wrong? No, I suppose you... Wait a second. I put on my glasses, which I had taken off before sleeping, and looked at the person in front of me with far more clarity. This woman, she seems familiar. Have we met before? You don't look like a student, and I don't think I've ever had you as a teacher. The stranger looked at me skeptically as though doubting my inability to remember her. Earthling, we met only last night. Is the memory of a human girl truly so awful? I had heard that fish of gold would forget every few seconds, but I believe primates do enjoy more fortuitous memory capacity. If I had been misinformed, then I must correct our records post-haste. What the heck is this woman talking about? Did she escape from a mental asylum thinking she was still in high school? Anyway, forget about that. I'm here to make you an offer. An offer? From a crazy person? I don't think so. But if I reject her outright, she might get violent, so I can at least play along. That's right, Earthling. The One Ring is very important to me, and I must have it back at any cost. Unfortunately, you seem to have already absconded with it, so I've been put in a difficult situation. The what? Oh, I'm sorry. My humanese isn't perfect yet. Humanese? I suppose a rough translation of that artifact around your finger would be the One Ring. Now that you've already bonded with it, absconded with it, my role here has become rather complicated. Even after the woman in front of me finished explaining, I still didn't understand. Sorry, but I don't get it. Ring... the One Ring? I've absconded with it? What does that mean? And who the heck calls this language humanese? Just who are you exactly? Oh, now that you mention it, it seems I forgot to introduce myself. Whoops. I skipped back there. My name is Sienna, and I am the Queen of Mars. The Queen of Mars. Yes, have you heard of me? No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I'm familiar with Mars, but you are. You, a mere Earthling, are aware of the situation on Mars. I truly misjudged you. It seemed you are more capable than I thought, you pesky foreigner. Hey, what did you call me? A pesky foreigner. That is the term for someone of a different birth planet, correct? That is what Earthlings have been calling me ever since I arrived here. I'm no longer sure if this woman is crazy or just stupid. Anyway, enough of that. What were you saying about an offer? Oh, that's right. How forgetful of me. The reason I came to you this day was to ask for your finger. You want my finger? Precisely. Wait, where are you going? Anywhere but here, you wacko. After running the entire way home, I arrived in record time despite leaving later than usual. I ran quickly, taking every shortcut I knew, and intermittently checked behind me for my insane pursuer. I knew no good could come from this stupid ring. I wish it had never come to me. Why did I have to try on the crazy lady's jewelry? I don't even like that stuff. I tried to calm down as I entered my house. Despite the insanity awaiting me when I woke up, I still felt fairly refreshed after sleeping for so long, so it wasn't difficult to restore my mood. Forget about the crazy lady. She's gone now, and I'm sure the police will capture her sooner or later. Besides, at this point in time, I have bigger things to worry about. I ran into the living room, immediately setting my sights on my father. Albeit rare for him to return home before me, it did happen from time to time. He's just standing there, not moving an inch. He's been turned to stone. He must be waiting for me. I sighed heavily, really disheartened by the conversation which no doubt awaited me. Oh, well, let's get this over with. Good afternoon, Papa. Boy, you sure got home early today. Did you get up early today because you've been working so hard lately? Or maybe you just couldn't wait to see your darling daughter. Uh-oh, he's really mad. My father's truly furious. He doesn't yell or scream. He becomes dead quiet and wanders around like a ghost, ready to snap at any minute. Well, I guess I'll get started on dinner then. I started to walk to the kitchen, desperate to escape my father's fury. Don't bother with my portion. I already ate. That's okay. Just dinner for two then. No problem at... Emerging from behind my father was Sienna, the crazy lady I had tried so hard to escape from. How did you? When did you? I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying. Is that an idiom? I took a deep breath and tried again. How did you get here before me? And why are you here? Oh, I see. You're wondering how I arrived before you even though you left first? I'm sorry to say this, but your athletic ability is no match for my... Gotta go fast. My transporter, if you will. It converts most forms of matter into light, then... Forget about that. Why are you here? Oh, yes, your second question. My apologies. I didn't mean to alarm you, but as you suddenly ran away during our earlier conversation, I thought it might be more convenient for you if we continued talking here. I stared at Sienna blankly, unable to see any hint of malice or deceit. If she knows both where I live and what school I attend, then escaping from Sienna by normal means may be impossible. But if I had help with an ace detective on my side, I turned to face my father, who was still unmoving. As I walked in front of him, however, I noticed something was amiss. My father continued to open his mouth widely, breathing deeply, then closed his mouth and exhaled through his nose. His eyes remained wide open, unblinking, as though he was shocked by something directly in front of him. What's wrong? Oh, right, the birth-giver's counterpart, responsible for your creation. Do not worry, I will return him to normal once we are finished here. Hey, I was right, he was a statue. Return him to normal. What have you done to my father? And when can I learn to do it? Do not fret, child, he is unharmed. I simply swapped his consciousness with that of a fish of gold. I looked towards the fish tank in our living room. You swapped his brain with the brain of a goldfish. Swapped your brains? No, don't be silly. I simply swapped his consciousness with that of the fish. Is there a difference? Of course there is. All I've done is temporarily move your father's thoughts into the brain of the goldfish and vice versa. This way we can talk freely, and your father will forget everything he hears. But that's so... Also goldfish have memories. Just pointing that out. That's amazing. You flatter me, Earthling. But our technology is no more advanced than yours. I don't know if I ever managed to transfer entire living creatures into waves capable of being replicated. Sienna looked towards the television as she spoke. She thinks the people she's seen on TV are moving around as formless signals. Her technology may be amazing, but this woman is clueless about Earth. Anyway, about your finger. I thought that if I couldn't run away, I could at least rely on my father to protect me. But in his current state, Papa's just... Gulp, gulp, gulp. There has to be some way out of this. Maybe she doesn't want my finger at all. Maybe Sienna got the word wrong. I have to make sure. Miss Sienna. Just call me Sienna. Okay then, Sienna. Why do you want my finger exactly? What possible use could you have for a human finger? Well, I could use it to make objections. That's a silly question. You humans came up with the ritual requiring the finger, after all. Is she talking about flipping someone off? Like hell we did. I don't care what barbaric civilization this woman has visited before. Around here, we don't chop off fingers. Am I mistaken? For humans, the bonding ritual requires a ring, a finger, and two humanoid entities Oh, okay. That got kinda. Okay. So the protocol is to ask for the other entity's finger, yes? The human bonding ritual. Wait a minute, she couldn't mean... Are you talking about marriage? Yes, that's it. Copulation, or as Earth call it, marriage. So that's it. Phew, I was really worried there for a minute. I thought Sienna wanted to cut off my finger like in some bizarre cult ritual. But she really wanted to ask for my hand, not my finger. Eh? You want to marry me? Yes, copulation, marriage. We must become one. But why? Why would you want to marry me? We've only just met. Isn't this too sudden? Besides, we're of two different species. Why would you suddenly propose to me? I proposed? You are mistaken, Earthling. You are the one who proposed to me. What? No, I don't. I think I would remember doing that. What are you saying? The proof of your proposal is right there. Sienna pointed to the ring on my finger. That ring rightfully belongs to the King of Mars. As the ruling queen, the one who wears that ring is destined to become my husband. He put on that ring and it bound itself to you. That is proof that you are fit to be my other. Her other? The ruling queen and her husband, the king. Wait a minute. How could we even get married? I'm a girl. I can't possibly become a king. Now, although the closest translation I could think of for supreme dictator overlord is king, my partner needed me male, or even Martian for that matter. The ring has chosen you, and that's what matters. Unbelievable. A grown woman is proposing to me because the ring told her to. What's more, she doesn't seem to care that we're both girls. No, wait, that isn't a problem here. There's no way I could go along with something this ridiculous. 2 days ago, we never even met. Now she wants me to be the King of Mars. What about air? And food? Even if I went with you, I wouldn't survive a day on Mars, would I? Don't underestimate yourself. The King of Mars, as chosen by the ring, is far more capable than you think. As one wearing the ring, such trifling matters won't affect you in the least. I put a ring, and just like that, I'm already the King of Mars. This is too much. Are you really that opposed to marrying me? I can't force you to bond against your will. No, it's not that. It's just... Why do you even want to bond with me? Can't you just forget about all this? I wish it were that simple. Many Earth centuries ago, we Martians were at war with the Mercurians, residents of Mercury. We fought for countless years, decimating all visible life on both our planets and forcing one another into our spaceships. But as the war dragged on, both sides harbored an increasing desire for peace, desperate to return to and rebuild our once beautiful planets. It was then that we reached a truce, a ceasefire agreement bound by a sacred ritual. The kind of Mercury married the Queen of... Oh, what a typo. The King of Mercury married the Queen of Mars, and the two were bound together by a powerful relic, a ring forged from rare materials and imbued with untold power. For many years, neither race bore any ill will towards the other. The original reason for the war was long forgotten, and we all lived in peace together. It was a wonderful, decadent period of time, once we all wish would last forever. But even then, there remained some who craved war. A few militants reared their heads now and then, seeking to disrupt the peace we had all worked so hard to attain. And one day, following the assassination of the supreme overlord dictator of Mercury, they succeeded. They stole his ring and launched it into the cosmos, desperate to prevent another bonding from ever occurring. Worse, as per their plan, mistrust over the assassination broke out, and our races fared off against one another once more. So you see, that is why I need the ring. If I do not bond with the wearer of that ring, it's only a matter of time before our planets become barren wastelands once more. I listened closely to Sienna's story, absorbing as much information as I could retain. I found it hard to believe that the ring on my finger, so ordinary in appearance, size, and weight, could be so important. Even so, as Sienna finished talking, one question bothered me more than any other. But why me? The ritual is just a gesture, right? Isn't the important part that the one you marry is from Mercury? No, that is incorrect. I apologize for using misleading terminology, but marriage is the closest thing you humans have to copulation, our bonding ritual. You see, unlike marriage, copulation causes both parties to undergo a change. Two entities form an unbreakable bond, one which binds their very lives together such that the death of one will meet the death of the other. In return for the life bond, one party increases their strength proportionately to the binding relic. If I, the Queen, were to attain the power of this ring, I could unite Mars and Mercury forevermore. Sienna spoke of enough power to rule 2 planets, but even then she didn't appear to be happy in the slightest. The happy, naive, forceful woman I met only yesterday was gone, replaced by a reluctant ruler. Poor Sienna, I never would have imagined she had it so tough. Either she gets married to whoever the ring chooses for her, or her home planet descends into war. If I were in her shoes, I don't know what I'd do. So, it doesn't matter if your partner isn't from Mercury. Not at all. As the offspring of the late King, Queen, and King, I am half Martian, half Mercurian. My very existence is enough to unite both planets. All I need now is power. The power of the ring. This ring I selfishly, unknowingly bound to my own body. If it weren't for my curiosity, Sienna would have nothing to worry about. She'd have the ring, free to choose her own path, and I'd be none the wiser. But now, I understand that this is a big decision. Copulation is not an act to be taken lightly. Nonetheless, I must ask that you expedite your decision. I will give you 1 Earth day to consider my proposal. Ooh. The day after Sienna left me with a proposal, my life continued in a relatively normal fashion. I said goodbye to my father, who was still trapped inside of a pet goldfish, ate breakfast, cleaned my alien wedding ring, and headed to school. Just a normal morning without any talk of aliens or interplanetary wars or ceremonies of any kind. Even so, after such an abnormal day, there was no way I could go about my day in peace. Every waking moment I wondered about what had happened and the choice Sienna left me. I stayed up most of the night thinking about it, but this really isn't a decision I should be rushing. Getting married is a huge deal, especially since I've been marrying into royalty. I have my own servants, I rule over a planet. If nothing else, it certainly wouldn't be boring. I could experience an entirely new way of life, not to mention all of this cool alien technology. And yet, do I really have the guts? I've only just met Sienna. I couldn't do something as impulsive as marry her. Could I? This whole situation is utterly absurd. How can I even consider going through with it? And then Benjamin Franklin said, "Hey, Azor, are you listening to me?" And then he was struck by lightning. It would be exciting, and no life on Earth could ever hope to compare to it. But what would I be getting myself into? I need more time, more information. The way things are, I can't. Azor... what's happening? I knew it. You fell asleep in class again. I didn't fall asleep, I just... No more excuses. Go to the vice principal's office right now. Not again. I knew I shouldn't have bothered coming to school today. With another boring day coming to an end, I quickly made my way home. Despite being in school for the day, I spent most of my time outside of class being reprimanded for my behavior. As a result, the day passed even more slowly than usual, giving me ample time to think about Sienna's proposal. "Sienna, are you here?" I shouted into my silent home as I entered the living room. However, I could see neither hide nor hair of Sienna. My father, who was laying on the floor and floundering like a fish out of water, was the only person I could see. "Sienna?" I entered my bedroom, softly calling out as I entered. "Ah, you've returned. How was the learning prison? Have you fulfilled your sentence for today?" I considered correcting Sienna, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized there was nothing to correct. I guess so, though I spent very little time actually attending class. I was mostly trapped in detention. Aha, I see. So that is what it means to have a detention. A person from the learning prison called, asking for your father and informing me that you had a detention. I asked her to elaborate, but she just told me about you, not about this concept of captivity within captivity. Once again, I couldn't fault Sienna's summation. It's not like I was trying to get in trouble, I was just deep in thought. You mean to say, it's my fault that you were punished? No, that's not what I'm saying. I don't blame you for that. But you're right, this is what I've been thinking about. I see. Even after thinking about it all day, it was difficult to reach a decision. A single day was not enough to reach a decision on something as irreversible and life-changing as marrying the queen of another planet. Nonetheless, as my deadline approached, I knew what I had to do. Sienna, I want to... What are you saying? Where did you learn to speak like that? Huh? Did I say it wrong? I mean, there is certainly a stage of copulation, but still, to jump straight to that. Did I say something wrong? I was trying to use the word you used yourself, but I must have said it incorrectly. What I'm trying to say is, Sienna, will you marry me? Huh? You mean it? You'll marry me after all? That's right. Sienna, even if we barely know each other, the truth is my life has been more interesting these past few days than it has the rest of my life. If a life with you is even half as enjoyable, then I want to spend the rest of my life with you. You really mean it? You're not just saying this out of pity or a sense of duty as the ring bearer, are you? No way, I wouldn't sign my life away over something as silly as that. Sienna, if you'll have me, then I want to be your king. Sienna continued to stare into my eyes with a look of pure joy on her face. Tears formed in the corners of her eyes, till never streaming down her cheeks. Ah, Jesus, Sienna starts crying and I won't be able to hold back either. Driven both by curiosity and a desire to keep Sienna from crying, I moved on to the next step. So, Sienna, what do we do now? How do we perform that ritual thing we're talking about? What are you talking about, dear? You've already said it yourself. In other words, we consummate our marriage. Consummate? I don't get it. Well then, let me show you. Sienna closed the distance between us, taking my body in her arms. She held me close, tightly squeezing my face into her chest. Sienna, what the heck are you doing? Shh, just leave it to me. I may not have any experience, but if my partner is my fate to this all, then I'll do my best. And then there was a long night of passionate lovemaking. Sienna and I woke up in one another's arms. Though we were cleaned up and dressed before a bit, there was still enough obvious stains to... Even so, after making up my mind yesterday, I knew what I needed to do. Are you really sure about this? If you don't want to go, nobody will force you. Will you stop saying that? I've already made up my mind. Haha, okay. Oh then, is there anything you need to do or to bring? Interplanetary travel is neither easy nor instantaneous. We won't be able to return for a while if you forget something. Hey, who do you think you're talking to? I have everything I need right here. I patted the suitcase I packed less than 1 hour ago. Inside were mostly clothes, but I packed a picture of my family, some snacks for the trip, and a couple of books. Really? And I suppose you'll at least want to say goodbye to your father first. My father? Why would I want to do that? I love Papa, but there's no way I could even begin to explain all this. So let's just leave him alone. I see. So be it then. I'll put your father in his original body and we'll be on our way. Sienna touched her arm guard as they were typing on the computer. She input the necessary commands, and a moment later sounds began to emanate from downstairs. My eyes! Dear God, what happened to my eyes? Oops. I guess that's what happens when you go a few days without blinking. Your father appears to be in a lot of pain. Oh, don't worry about Papa, he's tough. Right. Well, just remember that all this when you become a father. Me? Become a father? Good one, Sienna, but I know that's not possible. Even if a girl can be king, it's still impossible for me to... Oh, I see. So 2 partners must be of the opposite sex for procreation between humans to work. That explains a lot. But we aren't humans, are we? Not both of us, at least. So you're not my king. I shall bear your child yet. You will? Absolutely. In fact, after the wild night we shared last night, I have a little doubt that your seed has already been planted. What are you talking about? How is that possible? It's simple. During our body, using an excessive amount of DNA extracted from you, my body will begin to create and nurture life. This is how humans procreate too, correct? Well, she's not wrong, but I don't know if I'm really cut out to be a father. But it's no use complaining about it now. Indeed. Well then, let us be off. We have a planet to rule, my liege, and a lot of work ahead of us. And the end. That was silly. That was very, very silly. But okay, I guess. It was free, but still very, very silly. The music is nice too. I'll give it that, even though it's probably royalty free. I don't know. So, since today Sienna and I left Earth, many months have gone by. I have been living on Mars, slowly being groomed to the role of king, preparing to rule by Sienna's side. Our daily lives have been busy, filled with duties I never thought royalty would need to concern themselves with. But even then, it's been anything but boring. Look, my king, the resurrection of yet another monolith is nigh complete. At this rate, our civilization will be rebuilt sooner than I dared dream. No sooner have we announced our marriage than the reconstruction of Mars began. Every day, the people of Mars have been working hard, rebuilding cities long forgotten. Amazing to think that we've already made it this far. I never knew being a king could feel so rewarding. Aha, this is only the start, my love. Just you wait. By this time next Earth year, you'll be taking part in yet another rewarding venture. Sienna appeared to below her stomach as she spoke. She's talking about children again? I'm thankful that Sienna put off the particular aspect of marriage while we rebuilt Mars, but is it really that important that we have children so soon? At any rate, I can't wait to see Mars once the resurrection is complete. It will be wonderful to see the civilization you knew from childhood. Indeed, though not as wonderful as Sienna and I spoke of peace and revitalization, we were greeted by a painful reminder of how far we had to go. That is a giant Gundam. What appeared before our eyes was a semi-autonomous fighting unit designed for interplanetary war. Okay. Fortunately, that unit that appeared before us belonged to the kingdom, not our adversary, so we were not at risk. Nonetheless, it's almost time, huh? This really won't end without a fight. The unit that appeared before us suffered in response to a growing need and to the danger we would soon face. As a tool of war, its presence signified the start of true conflict, our strongest asset in any fight from here on out, brought to the surface. The mightiest war machine at our disposal, the personal fighting unit of the late King of Mercury. That's the machine I'll have to use, right? Although Sienna kept relatively silent on the subject, I had already figured out that much on my own. As the new King of Mars and by extension of Sienna's lineage, the new King of Mercury, that machine was rightfully mine. Furthermore, it is said that only a true can pilot such a massive unit, leaving only Sienna and I capable of taking up the reins. With absolutely no experience fighting, let alone using such a machine, the whole concept scares me. If it comes to that, yes, war is already imminent, and you will be more of a target than any other. If the dissenters breach your defenses, you may have no choice. Sienna sounded remorseful as the foreboding message left her mouth. True to her words, while many were thrilled to hear of our union, others saw this as a betrayal of the people and an excuse to escalate the ongoing conflict. It's scary to think that we're already facing the possibility of death. Back on Earth, I would have jumped at the opportunity to pilot something like that, but now... Agreed. This is not how I wanted to spend our early days together, ruling side by side. However, as tough as it may be, we cannot allow ourselves to show weaknesses, neither in front of our enemies nor our allies. We bear the will of the people on our shoulders, and we must put up a brave front. We must continue to work hard for the sake of the people, of our people. And if war truly is the only way to settle this, we'll be ready. Oh, that was it. Okay, that was it. You know, if there's a sequel to this, and it's a mecha fighting game, that would be awesome. But still, that was very silly. I mean, not a bad way to spend an hour, but that was still very, very, very silly. Well, I skipped over that scene because, you know, family friendly and all that. But and frankly, I don't really have any real desire to go and look up that scene. But if you want to look up that scene, this game's free and it won't take long if you want to get to it. I'm gonna take my leave now. This has been very, very silly. But it's been written... Okay, this is written in the sky. And I'm gonna sign off now. Silly.